Now, I did these earlier on, and this one I think actually works quite well. I did do some cross hatching, and then I realized it didn't work. So what I think does work when you come to put the pen and ink, if you want to use a bit of line work on top of the wash, is to just use diagonal lines, reasonably evenly spaced, and just to in the areas where there is a bit more shadow. Is that in focus okay for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, now the other thing I was going to say to you is, once you've done your pencil line, I then like you to go over the pencil line. Don't make it too heavy, but with your pen and ink, I'd like you to line in over the top of the pencil line, and when it's dry, then to rub out the pencil line, but do not start rubbing it until you're absolutely sure that the pencil line is dry. So that's one thing. The other thing I'd like you to do is to consider, is there a background you could perhaps bring in, like I've done here with my drapery? Is there something behind your shoes that you could use as a backdrop for your shoes or your boots to make it a little bit more interesting, put it in context? Okay. And again, that needs to be, I'll do it in pencil first just to make sure it looks right. And then you could line it in with just a simple line. Okay. Now, I actually started the new drawing earlier on. So this is my pencil drawing of my shoe, and this is the one that I've actually used pen and ink and wash. And I haven't done any cross hatching, and I haven't done any drapery behind it yet, because I wanted to just show you the stages as much as anything. So remember what we discovered, that putting the wash on before applying any cross hatching or detail or anything like that is advisable. So the wash that you will put on should be a sort of half tone, somewhere halfway between dark and light, although I have actually used a slightly darker wash in places on here. Okay, is that clear to everybody? Did everybody watch while I was talking?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, thanks.
Okay. Right, so in your own time, having done your pencil drawing, I'm going to start lining this in, which will be the stage that you're at now, okay?
keep losing the picture. I keep losing.
Sue,
Yes.
are you saying that you want us to paint things in rather than mark making?
I think if you're going to put a wash on, a half-tone wash on, I put it on first, bearing in mind that if you put it on after you've done your detail and whatever texture, if you want to introduce texture or develop the tone a bit with a crosshatch line. I don't want you to do actual cross-hatching. What I said just now was that
Okay,
if you,
I could do, I can understand I can do other marks.
yes, but I would do that after you put your wash down. So, because remember what happens if you put it down first and then you put your wash on top, it'll all bleed out because you're presumably using a non-waterproof ink.
It's semi.
Well, try it out first. That's what I would do. I'd get you know, your brush and some diluted ink, put it down, and then let that dry, and then you can actually try at the same time putting it over the top of the line. If you do, I'm finding I put it over the top of the line and the line just disappears.
Oh no, I don't have that.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Thank you.
putting in a little bit of suggestion of my drapery behind my shoes. I mean, obviously, if you haven't got drapery, then it's irrelevant.
I've got a pattern on my rug. I was thinking of maybe painting that in.
See if you can do it with a pen and ink.
Even the pattern?
Well, you could just do it sort of suggestion of the pattern, couldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try this wash now first. So. It's all a bit scary. So it's the mid-tone. Tone is going to be.
Yes.
Yes, how do we know where to put the wash is what I want to know.
I think you've got to look at the lights and darks across your boots in your case. Half close your eyes if you find it difficult, or turn a light on, or have some sort of light. I actually was going to put my spotlight on, and it will emphasize where my lights and darks are. You just, I think that's what you need. Just you need to identify where the light's coming from. I mean, on this one here, it's clearly coming from the right hand side through the window and hitting that shoe there. So I left it white, and the rest of this area, including the inside, I put the wash on. Now the inside of this shoe is much darker, but I haven't developed it yet.
Will you use pen or wash to make it darker?
I might use my brush, and then finally I might go over it with pen as well, like I did on this one. Oh, I'll do it like this one, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But you can see in the drapery, which was dark at the back, I actually, you know, I went back and did it with my brush, and then I went back over it with a bit of cross hatching. But you don't have to use cross hatching. You can just use these, you know, diagonal lines if you want to. I just thought it was it works okay here under the front of the shoe where it was very dark, but just be careful.
Yeah.
I've got a little pot here and I've diluted my ink, and that's my wash. And it's really quite pale. Well, I hope it's quite pale. I think it is. And I'm just going to put it in the areas where I know it's reasonably dark on here.
Better.
And now, everybody, I've done all the wash line that I really want at the moment. And I'm going to start to develop like inside the back of the shoe here. It's really quite dark. So I am going to use a bit of cross hatching. Well, not cross hatching. I'm just going to use some straight vertical lines close together.
But it just doesn't make it dark enough.
Well, then you have to go back and put some darker wash on. I think that's the only other way of doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I've started doing it.
Okay.
So you can you zoom in?
Yeah.
But it's not like watercolor. You can't blend it easily.
No, you can't.
I don't like this at all.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, yes, that's better.